Happy New Year's, guys. Wanted to do a quick little update video. I am 37 weeks now. 37 plus 1 technically, but close enough. Turned 37 weeks on New Year's, which is kind of cool. Turned 36 weeks on Christmas, 37 weeks on New Year's. So my last OBGYN appointment, I did the B strep test and then had them check my cervix. I did find out that my cervix is already quite thin, even though I'm only dilated to 1 centimeter. I think that's how you say it. My OBGYN was very surprised with how thin my cervix is. I did lose at least part of my mucus plug. Since it's my first pregnancy, I'm not sure exactly how much is supposed to come out or, what it's supposed to look like for an amount. But did lose part of it either way, which doesn't necessarily mean he's on his way, the baby. Yeah, but it could, it varies from woman to woman. It's been about 5 days since I've lost it. At my appointment, I did find out I gained 8 pounds in 2 weeks, which is unusual because I usually only gain 2 pounds. And I haven't really been eating very different. I mean, like I said, I do eat a lot of fast food, but it's like once a day, and I don't eat all that much throughout the rest of the day. I just, I eat when I'm hungry. But it was unusual for me. So my doctor told me she's a little concerned about preeclampsia, because it does seem like I'm retaining water with that amount of gain weight. So, I have to keep an eye out for blood, obviously. If anyone ever sees gushes of blood coming out, not just spotting, obviously want to go to the hospital. So, I got my eye on that, trying to do a little more research. I did find out I tested positive for the B strep. Not many people I know have tested positive for it, but from what my doctor has told me, it's nothing to worry about. It's a bacteria that comes and goes from women. It's just something that happens, and it's nothing harmful. There's nothing you really do about it. They just put you on antibiotics during labor, just to make sure it doesn't get passed to the child, because it can be more harmful to the baby than it is for you, because, obviously they're new to the world. So, of course it made me feel a little seeing that, but it is something that happens. Nothing you can do about it. At least we know. So, I know the baby's on its way type of thing. He's been moving a lot to where it's like I drop and then it feels like he comes back up. I haven't been sleeping very well. These last couple of nights have been awful. The carpal tunnel in my hands have been making just everything numb. And last night, all the way up to my shoulders were just numb. Couldn't get comfy, trying to do the stretches and stuff, and just didn't work. And like I said, I like to hold pillows or my husband when I'm sleeping, and it just makes everything go numb. Even just, now these fingers feel numb. So that's been really irritating. I really can't sleep. I'm up every hour now having to pee. And, if I wait too long, then you get the super cramping down here because the pressure's too much. So you really can't wait to pee. As soon as you gotta go because it's gonna hurt. It's gonna make you cry if you hold off. He is still active, but not in the same mannerisms. So like in the second trimester, his activity was just kind of like rapid kicking, kind of like a karate guy going on down there. Now it's more or less, you can feel the heartbeat coming through, which is pretty cool. Every once in a while I'll feel, a kick down here, but more or less it's movement, the whole body moving that you can feel. I am extremely tighter in the stomach area. The muscles have definitely tightened up, which I also know comes right before labor. Your stomach and the uterus and all that gets very tight because it's getting ready for the actual delivery. So my husband and I are obviously making bets about when he'll come. We both feel like it could come this upcoming week, but, he could also surprise us and come late, who knows. But going off of just the feeling, we're thinking he may come sometime this week, but you never know. Obviously, I'm going to keep you guys updated with that because I've been making these videos throughout my whole pregnancy. You know, I think it'd be really cool to make one while I'm going into labor, but, you know, we'll see. Because, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to feel about that yet. I've been getting lots of cramping, but it's hard because, like, Braxton Hicks gets worse, you know, as you're going further along. But what I noticed or learned about Braxton Hicks is Braxton Hicks starts in the center of your uterus, and it will come and go, but not usually consistent times. It does not gradually get worse. That is something that is a big distinction between Braxton Hicks and contractions. Contractions are something that will gradually get worse over time and then will be like a timed thing. So they might start out 10 minutes apart and then they get 5 minutes apart and then get closer and closer and closer and gradually worse. You know, that would be real labor contractions. Where Braxton Hicks, it's like you get cramping, it lasts for a couple seconds or maybe longer depending on the woman. It goes away, comes back an hour later, next time comes back 15 minutes, next time it's 2 hours, you know, and that's where you can see the inconsistencies. As well as what I read with contractions, you will get pain in your lower back as well as the hips and the uterus, and you'll get it everywhere. Where with Braxton Hicks, it typically just stays in the front of the uterus and does not spread. The other thing that I learned about labor and Braxton Hicks differences is, hold on, totally had that pregnancy, just like space moment. Oh my gosh, what was it? I had it right there. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I hate when that happens. Like, I was totally right there with that. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I guess I'm skipping that one because it's gone. Fleeting moment, apparently. It's going to come back to me before I end the video. Watch. So other than that, I have been dealing with some feet swelling. Not terrible, but enough that it's noticeable. But then, you know, I put my feet up and I'm fine. Like I said in my last video, the mucus buildup still there. I've always had a problem with mucus in my eyes, eye boogies as I call them, and like I've been waking up and they're just terrible. I have to rinse out my eyes in the morning, but I think that's just something that comes with the weather change and then the hormone fluctuation. Yesterday I had a really interesting day with my hormones. I did look up if your hormones get an even bigger increase right before labor, and it did say you get a rush of adrenaline. And then another one that I don't remember the name of it, but it's the flight or fight hormone. And I was just super angry yesterday, just stressed, angry, like could not calm down. And like that definitely would come from the fight or flight hormone. So I thought that was pretty interesting to have that intense feeling, and like literally it just would not go away. I just felt so moody, so just, you know, I wanted to fight someone. I literally wanted to fight someone. And I'm not like that very much anymore. I used to have a very bad anger problems when I was a kid, so I'm very good at controlling my anger now. So when it comes to me feeling out of control about it, it's unusual for me because I usually have a pretty good tie on things. I've learned it over the years through anger management and therapy, and like literally I could not get a grasp on it yesterday. I didn't do anything. I was more moody towards my husband, and you could tell that I wasn't really me, in that day. But then oddly enough, I didn't sleep good last night, but woke up in a better mood. So I'm sure it's just the moody hormones. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to do a quick little recap, talk about things, what's going on. So other than that, nothing super new. I'm just really anticipating him coming, and super excited about it. And I can't wait to show all of you the baby once he comes. I'm just really excited. If you guys have any questions about pregnancy, I can definitely try to give you answers based off of what I've been going through, what I've learned throughout being pregnant with my first child. I'm, like I said, I'm an anxiety person, so I've done a lot of research. I am lucky enough to have a very supportive husband who's been with me through all of this, and having a supportive mother-in-law, because I know a lot of women don't have that, and it's unfortunate when you're going through pregnancy and you feel super alone because your husband's not supporting you or your partner's not supporting you, and then you're dealing with an angry mother-in-law or grandmother from the other side, no matter what. I mean, it could be your own parents. And that's really hard to deal with. But the biggest thing to remember is that you can do this no matter what the circumstances are. Loving your child, showing that love to your child is more important than what you can give them materially. And as long as you are changing their diapers, you're breastfeeding or doing formula the best you can, whether it's on government assistance or you're paying for it yourself, it does not matter. Both of them are fine as long as you are able to take care of your child in the best way you can. Loving your child is going to keep them happy despite material things, as long as they are fed and taken care of, bathed, changed, whatever. The necessities are taken care of. That's the biggest thing to worry about. Don't let other people's negativity influence you. It's hard not to sometimes, but you need to take that deep breath and realize, I'm not going to allow that negative energy to impact me. I am a positive person in my own mind. No matter the circumstances I'm going through, I can do this. And God is with you. Even if you don't believe in God, just for this video, God is with you. Your angels are watching you. You have support spiritually, whether it's family members who have passed on that are watching you, or guardian angels, which can be both family members or actual angels. And simply sometimes speaking out loud, asking for help, and having that positive intention that help's going to come to you can make huge miracles happen. And trust me, I've been there. Like I said, I was homeless for 2 years before I met my husband. I went through almost getting murdered in Alabama. I went through freezing weather where I literally almost froze to death. I've been in places where I didn't have any food and literally had to try eating dog food with jelly because it's all I had, because I had animals and they got taken care of before me. And it's terrible, and you get bad looks from people and people judge your circumstances. But I did not give up faith throughout all of it, and I kept praying things would get better. I kept telling myself things would get better. I worked my butt off with doing my tarot card readings, trying hard to support me and the person that was with me that didn't help. I did everything I could, despite the circumstances. Besides even going through some of the physical and mental abuse I went through, I did it, and I want everyone to realize that no matter what you're going through, no matter what anyone is putting you through, you have the power to tell yourself, I'm going to make this difference. I'm going to step outside my comfort zone and really make those changes. And trust me, miracles do happen. They are real. Sometimes it just takes us taking that uncomfortable step out of our typical routine, saying bye to certain people or goodbye to habits that are not healthy for us, going through the emotional transition that takes on us, because it's not easy, and then realizing once we're through that bubble, we're through that shield that blocked us, oh my gosh, things are actually really great over here, and I can do this. I can stay consistent with this change. Trust me, it's for the best. Now, you guys have a wonderful day. God bless you, and I'll see you guys soon.